You know, this is the first in-person, face-to-face assembly that we have been able to have this year. So we're trying to follow proper social distancing guidelines and be spaced out. We don't want anybody to get sick before graduation. So thank you for doing that. As you came in the door, you should have received a letter that we would like for you to look at and share with your parents. It has some important information about graduation. You are almost to the very important day. Most people have just a few major milestones in their lives. High school graduation probably is one of those. So this is going to be a big day for everybody. We hope everybody makes it. We hope everybody passes and makes up their attendance days and does everything that they need to do so that you can be at graduation in June. So if you will look at this letter, I'm going to go over a few of the very important things with you that you need to know and hopefully answer any questions that you may have. So the very first thing under time, date, place, and attire, the graduation ceremony is going to be at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's going to be here on campus in our football stadium. Okay, so the graduates are going to be seated probably 6 feet apart on the football field, and your guests will be sitting in the stands. So remember, it's on Thursday evening, June the 3rd at 6 o'clock p.m. There's also going to be a live internet broadcast, so there's a live stream where if you have other family and friends that are not able to attend or may live out of state, they can watch it on the internet, and there is a link in here on the letter that tells you where they can go to, so please share that with your family and friends. The gates are going to open 2 hours before the ceremony begins. So the ceremony is at 6 o'clock, the gates are going to open at 4. It's going to be just like going to a football game. They're going to have to go through a metal detector. There is a clear bag policy, so we encourage people not really to bring anything in. It's not like there's going to be concessions for sale or anything like that, so they don't really need to bring any items in with them. But if they do bring in items, it has to be in a clear bag, a small clear bag. And so the key is to make sure that you tell your family to get here in plenty of time to be able to stand in line and go through the metal detector and get in the gate and get to the seat before the ceremony begins. Graduates are going to also have to go through a metal detector. So again, just like at football games, you're going to arrive in your cap and gown, and you're going to need to go through the metal detector also. You're going to line up in the area up towards the baseball field. So you need to make sure that you get here in plenty of time. Since the ceremony starts at 6, I said you need to be here by 5:15. That's 45 minutes early. You've got to find your place in line and also go through the metal detector. And you're going to walk up the hill a little ways towards the baseball field, and that's where you're going to line up. We're going to have one mandatory practice. You have to attend practice or you cannot participate in the ceremony. You wouldn't know what to do if you don't come to practice. You would not get any tickets if you don't come to practice. So the mandatory practice is going to be at 2 o'clock on the football field on Wednesday, June the 2nd. You will be done with classes by that time. For the other students, that's a half day. So they'll have, exams in the morning, and then school will let out at 12:30, and it's a half day for everyone else. But you will be done with school that week. So you need to make arrangements with your employer if you have a job or whatever to make sure that you are able to be here for that one practice at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, June the 2nd on the football field. It is mandatory that you attend practice. Everybody that is participating in the ceremony obviously needs to have a cap, gown, and tassel. So hopefully you have already ordered that from Johnston's, and they are here today. So as soon as we get out of this meeting, you can go by, and as long as you have paid for all of your items in full and you don't owe any money, then you can pick up your items today. I'm sure if you still owe money, they will take your cash today. Right now, this is the only time Jostens is going to be here, so if you haven't paid for everything, then you're probably going to have to pay for that online and pay extra for them to ship your cap and gown and tassel to your house, okay? I put their phone number and their website on this sheet, so if you need to contact them, please contact them directly. Greenwood High really doesn't have anything to do with the cap and gown. That's all through Jostens. On the letter also, I put what you need to wear to graduation. Obviously, this is a very formal ceremony. Like I said, it's a very special time in your lives. One of the most special milestones you're going to do. Some of you may go on to graduate from college, and you might have a college ceremony, and then hopefully you'll, maybe get married, and that'll be another special ceremony. But this is one of the really big, major milestones, and it's a special event, so we want everyone to look nice. So under your cap and gown, we're just asking that you would wear like dress pants or khaki pants or, a nice dress or whatever. No like spiked heels, no really high heels for the ladies, because we're going to be on the football field, which is the artificial turf. So you probably want to wear like some flat shoes or wedge shoes, but no really spiked heels, because you're going to sink down into that turf, and we also don't want to tear it up. You don't need to really bring any purses or cell phones, and you don't have a place for all that, okay? So again, you can lock all those items in your car, and you just need to show up for the ceremony. Each graduate is going to get 6 tickets. Again, due to the pandemic and everything, we are very fortunate that we are able to have a ceremony. Each graduate is going to get 6 tickets. So think very carefully about who you want to give your 6 tickets to. You will get those at practice. So what happens is on the day of practice, Miss Benjamin will be standing on the stage, and someone will call out your name, and you're going to practice walking across the stage. Not sure that we'll be shaking hands, but you'll be picking up your diploma. And so we want to practice and make sure we get your name right. If the person mispronounces it, practice is the time that you need to tell them how to say it, and they're going to try their very best to get it right. You're going to practice walking across the stage. And on the day of practice, instead of picking up your diploma, which will probably be laying on like a little table, Miss Benjamin is going to put your tickets there. So everybody will have an envelope with their 6 tickets. So that's why, again, you have to be in person, present at practice, and each person will individually be given their 6 tickets to the ceremony. Everybody must have a ticket to come in. It doesn't matter if they're an infant or somebody's holding them in their arms. They have to have a ticket. So again, you're only getting 6 tickets. I'm just saying, you probably want to give those to your parents, your grandparents, or aunts and uncles. Somebody that's going to remember the ceremony. No strollers are allowed in. And again, we just discourage really, really young children that can't sit still or be quiet during the ceremony. But it's up to you who you give your 6 tickets to. Just remember, the people in your lives that have watched you grow up and would really want to see you walk across the stage. Also, when we get out of the auditorium today, your counselors and Miss Johnson and some others are going to be right outside the door handing out information about items you have checked out to the media center. So probably all of you right now have a Chromebook checked out. Some of you may have some library books checked out, or maybe some other items. So you need to stop at the table where your counselor will be and pick up the list of things that you owe back to the media center. If you owe any fees at all since 9th grade, you must pay all of those fees before you can participate in the ceremony. Miss Irby, our bookkeeper, has already mailed home, so if we have your correct address, you should have already received a list of fees that you owe. If you have any question about that list of fees, you can email Miss Irby and ask her. Just send her an email. But she gave instructions, and there are instructions on this letter about how you need to pay those fees. After May 1st, it is cash only. So basically, You need to make sure that you put the cash in an envelope, put it in the drop box out in front of the school, or you can pay with a credit card or a debit card or whatever. There are instructions on the sheet of paper, but just make sure that you have taken care of everything or you will not be able to graduate. Every year we have a few people that during practice, when it comes time for you to walk across the stage and pick up your 6 tickets, every year there's somebody that instead of getting 6 tickets, they get a bill. Okay? So that means if you waited to the last minute, you haven't taken care of everything, you haven't done what you need to do, you don't get your 6 tickets. You don't get to participate. You have to pay your bill first. So again, if you've ever taken any classes at the Career Center, if you took auto tech or culinary or anything at the Career Center that you may have owed a fee for, you need to make sure that you pay those fees to the Career Center. So you'll need to go over there and take care of that. This is any fees that you owe since 9th grade. Again, Miss Irby should have mailed that home to you. If you have any questions, you need to check on that now. Don't wait till the last minute. Send her an email. Scholarship offers. For those of you that may have applied for scholarships or received scholarship offers from colleges, we print those in the graduation program. Your parents like to see all these things listed by your name. So if you have received any offers, any scholarship offers, academic, athletic, maybe it was a scholarship from your church or from the community, you can list those in the graduation program. There is a Google form that was emailed to you, and you need to put that information in the Google form and take a screenshot of that scholarship letter. It doesn't just have to be the one school that you chose to go to. If you applied to 5 colleges and all 5 of them offered you a scholarship, then you can put all 5 of them in the graduation program. So please, there's a link on the paper. It was also emailed to you. Fill out that Google form and put your scholarship information in there so it can be printed in the program. I don't want your parents to say, well, everybody else's was in there, but my son's wasn't in there. You've got to turn it in, okay? Because we don't know if you don't turn it in. Several of you have asked me about Beta Club, Honor Society, SGA, there's gyms, Pearls, all different kinds of clubs around the school. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them offer a cord or a stole that you can wear if you are like a member in good standing. Usually what that means is that you've paid your dues for the club and that you've attended so many meetings or you've participated in service projects or whatever you had to do that was a requirement to be in good standing. But again, after 4 years, you want to be recognized for anything that you may have done. So you want to make sure that if you are able to have one of those, you can purchase it and wear that at graduation. So check on that with your club sponsor. You would pay Miss Irby, but you would check with your club sponsor about whether or not they have a cord or stole. Lastly, final transcripts and plans after graduation. We really need to know what your plans are when you graduate. Some of you may be joining the military, some of you may be getting a job, some of you are taking advantage of the Greenwood Promise and you're going to Piedmont Tech, some of you may be going off to a college somewhere else, but we need to know. So Ms. Lehman, our registrar who's in charge of the transcripts, has sent you an email asking you to fill out a form called Plans After Graduation. The link is in this letter, and I think she emailed it to you again this morning around 10 o'clock, right before you came in here. So when you get back and you check your email, it should be close to the top of your email. So please fill out that form for Plans After Graduation, and especially if you're going off anywhere to college, that college is going to request a copy of your final transcript. And so you need to go on to Parchment and request your final transcript and put in the name of the school or the college that you need for it to be sent to. Okay? The very last thing, unfortunately, for some of you, is a list of makeup hours and dates available. So again, as I mentioned at the very beginning, we hope that everybody in this room is participating in graduation in June. But some of you right now are kind of borderline in your classes, or either you've missed more than 8 days, or if you're in government econ, you've missed more than 4 days. So on the very back of this page is a list of dates that are left that you can either attend Genesis on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 6 for free, or Mr. Hill is offering makeup hours here on campus at Greenwood High, and it's after school. I know we used to call it some Saturday school, but it's not on Saturday. It's in the evening after school from 3:30 to 8:30. So you could make up 5 hours at a time. But you have to pay $5 per hour if you do it here on campus. So you need to check with your counselor or the attendance office. Email your counselor. Make sure you don't owe any makeup hours. You are responsible for knowing whether or not you need to attend one of these makeup sessions. So it's very important here at the very end that you do your very best, that you make sure you're passing all of your classes, and that you've taken care of any attendance issues and made up any seat time that you need to make up. Okay, that is a lot of information. It is all on these sheets of paper. Do you have any questions that I can answer that I did not already cover? If you do, let me know. Stand up and yell at me. Yes, masks will be enforced just like it is a school rule right now. You will need to wear a mask at graduation, and your guests will also. Make sure, I think it's on the paper somewhere, but I don't think I said it. You are not supposed to decorate your cap. That is up here on the page with the proper attire. Like I said, nice pants, flat shoes and that sort of thing. Everybody should look alike with your Greenwood High robe or gown or whatever, and your cap should all be the same. You need to make sure, because we will probably have someone checking that, you're not wearing a cord that you're not supposed to be if you're really not a member of Beta Club, or if you're really not a member of Honor Society. Usually the sponsor is coming by checking when you're lined up to make sure that you are legitimately a member to be able to wear that honor recognition at the ceremony, okay? So you should not be wearing it unless you've actually paid for it, you're a member in good standing, and you've done what you need to do. Anybody else have a question? Yes?
So, in regards to masks, is there a standard that we should be wearing for it? Or is it just any old mask?
I would say it shouldn't have any unnecessary writing on it, just a solid plain mask. Okay. Kind of like what you've been wearing at school, a solid black, solid white, a solid colored mask. Okay? Yes. Don't try to scalp them and sell them to somebody, though. If you, for whatever reason, have 4 family members and you are not using your extra 2 tickets, then you certainly may give those 2 tickets to a friend. But every year I get word of people trying to sell tickets. You should not be selling tickets. You may give them to a friend. There won't be any extra tickets, so that's why I mentioned at the beginning, because of the social distancing and we're still trying to limit numbers due to the pandemic, there will not be extra tickets. So you will get 6. If you want to give 1 or 2 or whatever that you're not using to a friend, that is certainly fine. Remember, it will be broadcast over the internet, so anybody that you do not have a ticket for that is not able to attend in person can watch it on their phone or computer or tablet or whatever. It will be live streamed, so they can watch it live.
Good morning. For those of you who haven't been on campus this year, I'm Miss Benjamin, the principal. Please pay attention to what Ms. Strom just told you, because you look around you. Some of you are going to come to my office. Your parents are going to come up there and call me because you didn't do something you were supposed to. I can't help you. If you don't have enough Carnegie units to graduate, you're going to have to get enough Carnegie units to graduate. It may not be for this graduation. Make sure you're taking care of that in the classroom. If you owe makeup hours, do that. You got a list of them. See Mr. Hill, email Mr. Hill. But when you come to me the day before graduation and you got 6 hours you didn't make up and there's no more makeup time, I'm going to say I'm sorry. And it breaks my heart, but that's the way it is. So do what you're supposed to do. Pay those fees. The media specialists are going to be out there with library fees and things. They're going to need to see your ID to make sure you're the right person. So make sure you show that. If you don't have one, I hope you have a driver's license with you, but you're not really supposed to be on campus without one. So please make sure and take care of those things. This is your day. This is what you worked for. We want to celebrate you. Congratulations. This is our proudest moment at Greenwood High when you walk across that stage and get that diploma. This is what you've worked for hopefully 4 years. So it is your day, and we do congratulate you. This is a fantastic moment for you to celebrate with your family and friends. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's go. This is fantastic. You're leaving here at Greenwood High graduate, and we are proud of you, whether you're going on to college, whether you're going into a job, the military, whatever you are doing, you will always be a Greenwood Eagle, and you will have that diploma. So this is a big day. Make sure you come to practice, take care of everything you need to, and if I can help you in any way, you know where I am.